Hey, what's up, guys? Chip Walters here. This is the second in a series of how I'm using Monkey Tools, Monkey Tide, Monkey Cam, all these different tools from all these guys. These circus, or I'm going to use actually the ones I'm going to use is Monkey Cam, Monkey Tools, and MotionMonkey to do this. I'm creating a video, an introductory video based on a infographic I'd already created a while back. So. Our last video we showed how we use the monkey tools here, the scene maker, to break these apart. Now I'm gonna jump into this scene 3. I've already got some work done here, and as you can see, if is hit the B button. B button moves your marker, your endpoint, uh, and the end button is moves the out point, right? So wherever the marker, so wherever you so go like here, hit the end, and then of course the 0 is going to preview this. So I'm going to basically break this out into 3 more comps, and once I've got my markers set, basically what I did was these 3 sentences right here that I'm going to show. There's going to be a lot of graphics working in here, but so the first stuff here introduces the group, which I don't have anything ready for there, but starting about here, you'll see that this is what we have ready. So, okay, so now that we've got this ready to go, I just need to duplicate these. Command D, and I've got 3 of them, and I'm going to actually reorder them so that the numbers are actually in order. And then I'll do my standard we talked about before. Get these set up. I'll shut up. Okay, now I have these all set as we did before. Finally, we just need to go in here and say Scene Maker, and done. Oops, undo. I think I need to actually select all of these. Do I need to do that? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Got them all. So we've got 3, and of course I got 3 different scenes, and now I can go into each one of these individually, as needed. So okay, so now we're going to go. We're going to actually animate these 2 scenes, 3-2 and 3-3. I renamed these so I can know that I'm working in scene 3, and these are the 3 different segments of those. So I renamed those. So I'll double click on scene 3.2, and I'm going to import an Illustrator file. So let's take a look at the Illustrator file real quick. So actually, I'll show you a little bit of my workflow here. Let's open this. Okay, so this is showing 2 different artboards, each with a set of different graphics on it. And what I can do is I'm gonna save this out as, for this particular thing, I'll save it out as scene 3. This is actually going to be, this is the whole scene 3, so I'll say save 3 test AI. And when I save it, since I have 2 artboards, I'm going to want to make sure that I save each artboard to a separate file, all arranged. So I want all of them. I typically would have the first one, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'll just go here. So now that I've got that done, so now something curious will happen here. I'll show you that because you might make the same mistake. So now that I have this done, I've got this folder, and I'm going to say File, Import File, right? So this is the, remember this is the scene, the second part of that scene. So I want to, here's my latest, let's look at the date modified here. This is what I created. This one, when I did a save as, this contained both artboards. This contained one artboard, this contained another one. So if I click in here and I say import, and then it'll ask me composition, document side, and all that. I'll say, okay, good. So now I come in here, and here's the stuff that I imported, right? So you can see that it has all the layers, and as you recall, we lined up all of our layers here so that you know, if you actually, let's zoom out a little bit, you can see these are two screens, 2 and 3 there. So you can see as you work your way down here, these all just will, you know, are all ordered in the right way. They're all at the top levels, exactly as we want. 1 through 6. Oops, that's not what I want. Hold on. 1 through 6 are 1 through 7 are on the top layer, on the top artboard, right? So turn this back on. But when we export it, we're going to export all of these, all 13 layers. So maybe it's 14. I don't know. Let's take a look. So go back in here, or 16 layers. So you can see as I walk through these, I don't have these layers, so I can just delete these, right? I'll hit the delete button on those. Okay, so I don't need those. Now I'm going to drag these in here. Okay, and they fill up. Now, one thing that you might find is that I've sometimes seen it where it only fills up one frame right here, and that one frame is a function of when you say import file, and this comes up. You don't want to import as footage. You want to import, or actually, I shouldn't say. It doesn't matter. You can. This doesn't matter, but you don't want to have this PDF sequence. This is not good. So if that's checked, you're going to end up having problems. So make sure you don't do that. So now that we have this done, you can see that we're all set up. Now, if I don't particularly like the way all this looks, I can go in here. I can select them. I can, you know, I can certainly rearrange one at a time. Oops. Let's see. Let's take like that one. So that's the curriculum. You can say move that up, or move it down, or I can take. Let's move it. Let's undo that. Okay, so there we are. I can also just select all of them, and what I'm doing now is I'm going to basically I'm just reducing just a little bit in size, right? And I hold the shift key down as I do this, as well as the control key, and you can see that what's happening is I can center it. Now that I've got that done, now it's really easy. I can just go to my MotionMonkey. And I don't like these spins. Actually, let's see. If you click here, it means all of these are gonna work. So you're not you know, this anchor, set that transition, fade's good, but this will and we'll use motion mixer, which means it's going to mix all these different motions as we move forward. So you can have some scaling and spinning, speed as fast as high. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to basically not use timing markers to set this up. What I want to do is I'm just going to use evenly spaced, because when I basically broke this out into this text, this is pretty much it. Some of the text for this thing. When I broke this out, I broke it out in kind of an evenly spaced way. So I'm going to do that and see if it works right. So let's say do it. Okay. Move MotionMonkey out of the way. Hit the 0 button. So you can already see. You can see there's a lot of weirdness going on, and that's primarily because there's too much stuff going on on this. So I'm going to turn off Motion Mixer. I'm going to basically, I just want to use slide, scale, no spins, or slide and scale, and my slide I'll do up. I can do, I don't, any of those work. Scales, up or down, spins off. Anchor, I'll put that at the center. Now I've also got the speed at fast, intensity high. Let's take the intensity down to medium, and let's do it again. Yeah. So it says undo. I don't want to save my marker layer, and do it. Okay, now let's take a look at it again. Okay, so you can see that. I think that looks a lot better. That works a lot better. And so that's that's where we're at. So now I'm going to go ahead and start working on the other one, and I'll get back to you. Okay, now we're ready to work on the second part of that screen. So I renamed this point scene 03.2 so that I could understand that's when we're working on. Here's scene 3.3, and if I double click on that, you'll know that that is here. It's got some weird names, so I'm going to rename that too. Composition settings, and I just want to stay consistent here. Scene 03.3. Okay. There now. Once that's done, we'll go into here again, and we'll say File, Import File. And we'll look again at that test, which is that's this right here. Import and composition document size. Okay. And there it is. It imports as comp. I can delete that. I don't need that comp. But here are the layers. So 03. I renamed this too, so I might as well rename this one as well. So make that 3. Okay, here we are. And since here we are in 03, here's the 3 layers. And again, we had the same problem, so we're going to go, remember I said the first 7 layers, there's nothing in them. All right, so let's delete those. Okay, if you name these alphabetically, in Illustrator, they will also come in the correct order, right? So you can see that's the first thing that gets rendered, that's the second thing. So now that this is done, it's a pretty simple matter. Take our motion, I'm going to save these settings so I can use them again. So I'll go to here, MotionMonkey settings. Okay, so, and I'll just say do it. And I hit the space bar. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add new audio into this later on. I have a more professional audio. When I do that, I'll have to match that a little. I'll match this a little better, but I still have these in-out points here that I can use for that, so that's shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so now we've got this scene done. Now the next thing to do is we want to use Monkey Cam to animate these. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and use Monkey Cam to move from one pre-comp to the next. First, make sure that our pre-comps are set with our perspective on, and because we're using vectors, we're going to turn this continuously rasterize on, which takes make sure, because we have vectors, we can zoom, get larger and smaller without any trouble. So with full resolution. First thing I want to do here is I'm going to add a new null object, and I'm going to rename him, call him markers, and I'm going to set some markers up. Hold the asterisk key, hit the first one here, hold the shift key down as I drag, hit that asterisk again, hold the shift key down, drag asterisk again. So I've got 3 pre-comps, all of them are set at these endpoints. Now I want to look at I'm gonna move into the custom view. Actually, let's look at the positioning on all of these first. Let's go to here, hit P, Okay, so they all should be, let's see, this is 960, 960, 540, let's do 960, 540, so they all should be on top of each other. 960, tab, 540. Okay, so now they all are one on top of each other. You can see that as we move it around. Okay, so that's good. So now that we have that done, what I want to do is I'm going to go to this this custom view, and I'm going to hit and I'm going to choose this first scene, and that's probably good for it. I'll choose the second scene. Here it is. So the second scene is here. Why it's moving in and out, I'm not sure of. There should not be any kind of setting there. Oh, it might have done that when it was pre-comping. Is probably what happened. So, right, this is just showing the animations as it was pre-comp. But what I really want to do is I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this over a little bit, and I'm going to move it back also. So we're going to move it over and back so that we go from one scene to the next. And I want to be at least 1920 or 2000 pixels from here, so that's got to be at least somewhere around there. So that way we're not going to be overlapping that when we see it. And we're back about 1400. So, and then we'll go to the last one right here, and I want to drop him down. I'm going to put him down more than 1080. So he's going to go 2500 maybe, something like that. And he comes. So we're gonna ping pong back and forth between these three. So you can see it'll go. Yeah. There's that. There's that where that one is. And let's go back into our active camera. And of course, nothing's hooked up yet because the Monkey Cam hasn't done anything. So now we'll select our markers. We'll open up Monkey Cam. We'll set the order from top to bottom. We'll set the marker sync. Turn that on. Then we'll go to so that we know that we're going to hit these markers. And I think all these settings look about right. Motion blur, turn that on. And I'll say do it. Okay. And then I'll hit the 0 button, and we'll see what happens. Actually, let me zoom back out or up. One thing, let me undo this one time. Undo it. Okay, save. No. Notice I turned the audio off on all of these because I'm gonna. At this point, I know they're already synced. They were synced in the pre-comp, so I'm turning them off here so that when I move them up into the main comp, I can have an audio layer there, a master audio layer that'll run on all of them. So I turn these off for the time being. So, okay, so let's do it. Oh God, sync this. Okay, and now if I hit this, you'll see what's going to happen. Here's our first scene and our second scene. We moved from one to the other nicely. In the third scene, we've moved. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Now, some other kind of neat things that we can do if we want at this point, and that is we can go over here and do some things like turn on the DOF. Yeah, just that alone will be interesting to take a look at. See what that does. Anything interesting for us. So basically, you'll see some of these things start fading in as they come in from the front. It's not too great. One of the problems with that, though, is if we put any kind of moving graphics in the background, we'll end up having problems with the DOF. But it's an interesting thing, especially if we decide we want to actually change the camera rotation. So if I go in here and say I'm going to change the camera rotation a little bit, let's just do like this and like this, right? And then hit this. Now all of a sudden our DOF actually starts to kick in here in a little bit. Let me actually turn the intensity up a little bit to 200. There you go. Now you're starting to see see that DOF kick in. But actually, I do know that for a fact that my client on this particular project doesn't want any 3D effects. Yeah, fix that. And let's take a look one more quick pass at this to see how it's going to work. There you go. So that's working pretty good. And if I go to my main now, if I go to the main and I go to my project settings and I take the audio file, drop it in, and let's just, I'm going to move this a little bit to here. And let's hit this. Well, that's how it works. So now I'll work on breaking out each one of these into those different comps as we said, and we'll use this to basically pull it all together. I can do a monkey. Once I get this done, I can actually take these and do a motion monkey in between these as well. So, so hope that helps. It sure helps me to think through all this. Hope it can help someone else as well. Thanks.